Okay, retirement what? Your ability to retire depends on your financial position, financial needs, and lifestyle goals. Once you have determined what your monthly financial need, we just did that, right? What your monthly financial need is. If your monthly budget, including your net worth, will offset your costs, you have to ask yourself, will my monthly budget offset all my monthly costs? If your answer to this question is a resounding yes, you're ready to retire. Okay. And in other words, you can't, sometimes my students tell me that they want to retire like at age 30 or 32, 35. That's not realistic. Okay. That's not possible for most people. Kobe Bryant retired at 36, right? But I believe his net worth at retirement was $500 million. So he could have retired sooner, but he's probably trying to milk the system as much as he could and get as much money out of basketball before he retired. So if you have results like that, you can do it, right? If you can say, well, you need to get to like around $1 million or more if you want to retire young. And even then that might not be sufficient. I haven't done the math to figure out how much money you would need if you retired young and lived to 80 something. But it's gonna be a lot. It'll be a lot. Well, we can do the math now. Let's do the math. Let's say, okay. Let's say you want to spend $2,000 a month here or in another country times 12 months, 24,000 a month. And let's say you want to retire at age 30 and you plan to live to age 80. So multiply it by 50 years. You're gonna need about 1.2 million. Of course, if you live beyond 80, you need more, okay? So more than $1 million. That's with only 2,000 a month, okay? So in California, 2,000 a month is not very good. Other countries, pretty good. In Mexico, that would be like the equivalent of $4,000 a month here. So it's quite good. Same with probably Turkey or many countries. Okay, in the column to the right, explain what your monthly financial need might be, where you plan to retire, and by when you believe that you will be able to retire. Okay, so I'm trying to get you to be realistic about this. Okay, because like I said, I've had students tell me they want to retire age 30. Most Americans retire age 62 because that's the earliest age at which they can take their Social Security payments. And they need the money, okay? A lot of Americans have not done well financially. So they need to get their Social Security payments as soon as possible to cover their costs or their expenses. But full retirement age right now in California is 66.6, 66 and a half. If you want to get the full Social Security benefit of roughly $1,745 a month. If you retire at 62, you'll probably get about $840 a month, a lot less. Okay. So figure it out. However, even $840 a month, let's do the math. Let's say the average per capita GDP in the world is about $11,000 a year. So we multiply 0.7 to account for taxes. That means that the average person on the planet is making about $8,000 a year divided by 12 months. So the average person on the planet, meaning people in, say, China, Mexico, Turkey, they're probably making maybe $600 or $700 a month. Okay. So, and if your Social Security check is 840, okay, just with the minimum Social Security check of 845, I think is the minimum, you could relocate to most countries and have an average life for that country. Now, of course, you maybe don't want to have an average life for that country, right? You don't want to have the average life in Mexico or the average life in Turkey or the average life in China. Maybe you don't want to do that, but you could do that if you needed to, right? If it was absolutely necessary. Like, let's say you're 62 and you had stage 4 cancer, right? And your days are numbered. You could potentially relocate to one of these average countries, seek medical treatment there, which is probably quite good anyway, and try to enjoy your life as best you can. Okay, so figure it out. Okay, figure it out. Let's go to 28. No, well, before we go to 28, probably should mention, just as an example, my wife and I did fairly well. We didn't do fantastic well, but we're probably in the upper 5 to 10% of the country now. We start at the bottom. We started at zero or actually minus 20,000 in the red. And now we're probably between the 5 and 10% in net worth in the United States. So we could probably stay here in California. My wife's plan is to stay in California. My plan is to get out of here. I would like to relocate to Spain or Mexico to improve our quality of life. But she doesn't want to do that. So I guess we're gonna stay here. Okay. I don't know. We'll see.